Hey, what's up, everyone? So I thought we'd kind of have an interesting discussion video. We don't always talk about gear. Plus, we can't really get any world events, etc. But I kind of want to do more than that, obviously, and you've probably seen that in the past couple of videos, all that kind of stuff. But the one taboo thing, or the one thing that a lot of people don't like to talk about or admit to talking about, and we covered here because I enjoyed as well, are leaks. Camera leaks, lens leaks, inside info. What do we know about it? What's coming out? When's it coming out? Building up hype, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go into specifics with certain names and brands and stuff like that, brands. But if you weren't on Twitter the past couple of days or over the weekend, you may have noticed some meltdowns within the photography rumor industry type of thing. It was kind of big, very, very weird and unneeded attack on some content creators and stuff like that. And just some very weird shenanigans that ended up kind of as an embarrassment for those people. But that being said, I kind of wanted to talk about the rumor stuff. And I think it's a good video that we can have a discussion on. And, should there be leaks, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to kind of break down a couple key points here. I mean, there's a little bit of a list, but let's just talk about leaks in the photography, videography, this technology industry, and I guess kind of overall, are they a good or a bad thing? So first of all, most of you know, but if not, and you somehow stumbled across this video, what are leaks? Leaks are essentially information that the public shouldn't know at a given time until it is officially released by a certain company. So for example, say Sony, Canon, Nikon, etc. are rumored to have come out with a new camera or being hinted at something. It's someone with inside sources or inside knowledge, or may not work directly with the company, has said info and gives it to their sources or leakers, so that way leakers can share and distribute the information, and etc. And then that gets dispersed from there. So that's essentially leaks, inside info that shouldn't be known, for the most part. And that really kind of ties into a couple points here in regards to legality, NDAs, the crediting sources, and entitlement. Now, there are rumor sites out there. We all know them for the most part. And there are ones that aren't as well known that also deserve a lot of credit to themselves too. But there's a side of entitlement, and that's what a lot of this meltdown stuff comes to. It's like, credit everything. We need to be credited. We're doing nothing wrong. All this kind of stuff, etc. And the thing is, the whole leak stuff really comes down to the information that's being distributed through whatever platform, whatever user, whatever brand is doing shouldn't be known anyway. It's legally obtained, and a lot of it is through NDA, non-disclosure agreements, to where no one's supposed to know about it. So to feel not necessarily entitled, and I get you put a lot of time into blogs, videos, creation, sources, following protocols to an extent, but there should be no sense of entitlement. The information that is being given out isn't legally supposed to be anyway. You are helping out a ton of people, and we'll get into what the leaks do and all that kind of stuff, and if you agree as well. But there should be no entitlement. People don't just go to the same couple sources. There are other people. People have their own sources for leaks, for other information. And this is beyond just our industry too. This goes to even, say, video games. Say you love a certain video game. One of the ones I like, for example, quick little thing, is like Apex Legends. Apex is known to basically dry out their games during seasons where not a lot is going on. But when you hear certain leaks of some story coming out, or maybe a limited time game mode, that gets you excited a little bit. And that's what the leak stuff kind of does as well. It gets you excited and maybe helps you prep for something you want to buy. Gives you something excited while there's literally nothing going on. So the sense of entitlement, to where it should be like, well, you need to credit us on everything and all that kind of stuff. There are ethics behind that. But should that be a 100% thing when you're not the main source? Probably not. But should it be done in general? Credit should be given if given permission by who you're getting credit from, if that makes sense. Credit should be given when credit's due, if desired upon said source. Another thing that kind of came out from certain things I saw over Twitter and some blog posts are in regards to even the crediting, going from there, but going above and beyond that, saying, a bunch of hard work is put onto the blogs and people that create all the, the leak content and share what we really respect and want to know. is money. We're not making money. We're going to insult said content creators because they're making money off of us and not crediting us, etc. The thing is, maybe it's not as much money, but if there are ads on a certain site, on a certain thing, and I don't know the specifics, I'm sure it's not a ton and all that kind of stuff, but there's revenue. I get if more people go there, said more revenue, it's going to be more. But there are ads on the site. There are deals and partnerships in there. You're not going to tell me there's not, because I know that for a fact that there's some in there, and paid advertisements on said sites and stuff like that. But the thing is, you can also increase ways instead of just writing down stuff on a blog. That's why I started videos back in the day. Back in like 2012, 2013, blogs were popular. People weren't doing the vlogs and a ton of YouTube and stuff compared to what it is now. And I suck at writing. I sucked at writing. I still suck at writing. And I decided video was a good platform. And guess what's a bit more searchable? Videos. It's literally how YouTube is integrated into Google. So there are other ways, if you're worried about money and your fame or entitlement or whatever it is in general, no matter who you are, what specific sites or whatnot, you can earn more money in absolutely different ways. But there are other things that sites do in general. There are paywalls. Hey, pay this subscription fee, pay this certain amount of money, and access exclusive content. Get the leaked info or whatever a bit sooner, or these cool contests or something like that. So there are other ways that stuff is being done. There's also the Patreon and ads and all that kind of stuff. So it does go beyond more things are getting stolen, we're not getting money type of thing. There are different ways you can go from just being behind a keyboard to maybe getting yourself on screen and getting more out there. That's why I'll talk about content creators and leaks and where I stand and why I do what I do too. But that's why those get hits. You could do more yourself. Don't be lazy. And more or less, this once again comes down to a point that I was trying to make is, there's money to be made, and to think that there's not on all sides, and to get attention and the views. The original intention shouldn't be money. I don't make YouTube videos for money. You can see from views, I ain't getting any money. Some videos do, but you don't make much money on YouTube. If you're on YouTube to make money, or any kind of Twitch or whatever platform you're on, just stop right now. You're doing it for the absolute wrong reasons. You're doing it to share something. For the most part, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, I want to just have a really cool community, to share my thoughts, to engage in a lot of discussion. And that's what we do here on this channel. We have a lot of videos where we even talk about the leaks and stuff like that, and some really cool aspects of the industry, but mainly for discussion and excitement, where in a time, especially right now in the past few years, where it is horrible to see, there isn't a lot of excitement. So to have that really helps a lot. And there goes more to above that. But the thing is, the rumor sites, you are making content around stuff that you shouldn't have anyway. It ties back into the entitlement stuff. Once again, it's greatly appreciated by any of us, myself, followers and everything like that. But you're sharing illegally obtained info, no matter what way you think about it, no matter what source you come with it. The info is NDA'd for a reason. It's in a company. It's not supposed to be leaked in general. So there's ethics before ethics even come to the way of content creation, YouTube, etc. So it's a very weird line that's being walked on a lot of regards, but kind of starts at the forefront there. And then another thing that was kind of brought up is that, said places have got a lot of bad threats, a lot of trolling, some really, really bad stuff. And that is never, ever, ever justified for anybody. Nothing should be done no matter what. If you don't agree with a certain video, a certain topic, a certain leak or whatever, no one ever, not even my best enemy, deserves really, really bad threats or trolling or anything like that. I think you're an absolute fucking loser if you troll and you do that type of stuff. You shouldn't even be part of society for the most part, but we'll go there. So I never encourage that. I never think that's a good thing. But the thing that came out of this big meltdown and this big discussion that we're kind of having is that it came off as, well, this is happening to me. No one else gets that type of thing. We'll share certain messages and stuff like that. Motherfucker, you know how many times I've been called fat? Hey, I am, fine. But you know how many times I've been made fun because of my eye in comments, and I'm a weird freak, and all this vulgar shit that doesn't live on it because you moderate it and you kind of just develop thick skin about all this kind of stuff. It's not right, but you grow the fuck up. You have to literally grow up. Once again, it's not right. It's not justifiable. Report what you need to, especially if it's really bad. Even report it to local law enforcement. Anything, if it's really, really bad. May have had to do that a couple times with stuff myself too, but it's not a you thing. It is every creator, in which said things made fun of other creators and came at them in very, very shit ways, and kind of negated the hypocrisy of all of it. But to think that only the trolls and only get you is very, I mean, it's dumb. That's enough said. But once again, should anyone ever get hate? No. If you're one of the people that spread hate and do the trolling, like there's fun trolling and stuff like that, but you're stealing content, videos, all that kind of shit, you're the scum that don't deserve a word on any platform. And what's all this mean from a content creation standpoint, like we do here? I think leaks are cool. I mean, I know there's certain leaks. Let me specify that. Once again, I go back to the video game statement to where I'm like, okay, it's cool to know the upcoming maybe event or something cool coming from the game. But I understand from a game dev side, and I know an indie dev or two, I'm not going to say said given name for legality reasons, but they don't like when like certain art and the artists and that stuff get really, because that's supposed to be the surprise. Maybe not necessarily the event, but when those things get leaked, it kind of, hurts the art aspect of it. And that's where I kind of come from. I don't think, the thing is, with leaks, especially in our industry, they are not a big deal. This isn't a small indie company. It's fucking Nikon, Canon, Sony, Fuji, everything. They are conglomerate cash cow companies, which is how it, goes. And Canon makes more than just cameras. They make copiers, and Nikon makes fucking binoculars, all this kind of stuff, etc. It's not necessarily the ethics behind it, it's anything. It really helps build hype, and some leaks are planned leaks. To say some aren't is absolutely false. But you hear people from literally the inside of places. There's videos, there's inside things. It's a bunch of marketing, and it is for hype. Once again, are they 100% legal? Should you ever go against an NDA? No, never go against an NDA. That's how you get type listed and, kind of kicked out of the community for being able to do any of that kind of stuff. So always follow NDAs. But do hypes help product? Do hypes help get people excited, to get people how to pay? Yes. And that's why, so for myself, I choose, for the certain sources that I do listen to and don't listen to, I'm very selective with what I talked about. And you'll see that from back in the day where I used to talk about anything, and maybe it was true, wasn't true, I didn't really know. But over the years, I've really matured and really kind of thought down and was like, okay, something has been said more from the company. Maybe it's not a complete leak or a rumor, but I think it's very justifiable to talk about. I think it's a very good thing. But once again, if it's something under NDA, never talk about it. But I think leaks can be a good thing. And people should be getting credit when credit is deserved. But once again, there should be no entitlement. And if you can have someone who delivers leaks and informed statements and discussion out there, I think that's a very, very good thing for said source where leak was obtained and for the company itself to develop said hype. I'd love to know your thoughts on that as well. Once again, ethically, is it the best thing in the world? I guess not, because it's not supposed to be talked about. But if you're not the original source, and if you're informed about there and you can maybe confirm leaks or some information, that's what you can do to talk about it, I think you're pretty fine there, in my opinion. But don't just put out BS. Inform yourself and do more research yourself than just clicking on a given site. All in all, I know this video kind of went on pretty long, but once again, I know the leak stuff and the ethics behind it and how content creators handle it and certain sites and other sources, and there's a very big thing that doesn't really get talked about. I mean, people do leaks. I talk about leaks, like I said, but no one talks about like it as a thing because it's a little taboo. But I think it's a very, very big discussion, especially with some of the very weird and sad stuff that we saw over the past weekend on Twitter. And much respect to, the the legacy of what was some things out there, but there's other sources out there. There's content creators out there that do a phenomenal job at crediting and being ethical and being wise about what information to share and what misinformation shouldn't be shared. And but there's a lot of bad shit out there too, and that goes for many topics and many different communities. But I've spoken a little bit too long. What are your thoughts about leaks and maybe a little bit about the meltdown and stuff like that, and just kind of all this as a whole? I think it's a very good discussion point, and it's something that is crucial to any industry. I mean, that's how hype and marketing and all that kind of stuff gets set free, because there are intentional leaks from companies out there as well. So it's not just said site getting said information from someone or someplace. It's marketing stuff out there too. Well, let me know your thoughts about all this topic and the craziness of everything that went on, if you were informed by it. Appreciate you taking the time to watch, and who knows what's coming next. Maybe some of us do.